Oh, shucks. Let's clean that up there. Tell me I lost okay. Excuse me, folks. We're gonna pop the chat out here and then we're gonna get going. Hey, hopefully that works. Put on my earbuds and let's go back up to my trusty location. We'll try a couple of tracks here. Okay, yo, what is good, everybody? It is the Godfather of VR, the ageless wonder, the man, Lincoln Clay, coming back at you with a live stream of Automobilista 2. I have been waiting for this update all day, and although we did not get 100% of the update, it is definitely a damn good start. So today, Reza added 3 GT1 LeMans cars from the 1990s, and I'll show them to you real quick. So we have the Porsche 911 GT1 98. We have the Mercedes CLK LM, I assume for Le Mans, and the McLaren F1 GTR. So out of these 3, when I first learned that they were going to add some 90s style Le Mans cars, one of the screenshots that I had saw was a picture of a Sauber Mercedes, this on GT Sports. So I thought that was going to be the car that they get, and I absolutely love that car. Now, out of these 3 cars, the car that I'm fascinated with is this Mercedes-Benz CLK Le Mans, and the reason for that is because the last time I used this car in any kind of racing game was on Project Gotham 3 on the Xbox 360. When the Xbox 360 first launched in, if my memory serves me right, November 23rd, I believe, 2005 is when the Xbox 360 launched. And Project Cars 3 was one of the launch games for that system. And I bought the system. I didn't exactly get it at midnight. I went through hell to get it the next morning. That's another story. You guys have heard it before. But I definitely bought Project Cars 3. I don't remember the exact date when that game came out or if it was a day one launch game. In any case, that was the last time I used this Mercedes-Benz on any kind of racing game was 2005. The other thing that fascinates me about this car is I believe this is the car that flipped over at Le Mans. It flipped over twice. It flipped over once during practice, and then it flipped over again in the actual race. And then that's when Mercedes, I think they had 3 cars entered into the race. And after the second car flipped over, shortly after the race started, then they pulled the last car and bailed out of the race. So I've seen documentaries about this car, and one such documentary suggested that the wheelbase of this car was too short. In short, the front and the back wheels were kind of close, and it almost made the car seem like a rocking chair. So when the car went down that hill at Le Mans, air got underneath the car and sent it airborne, and as it was going forward, it was doing backflips. It was one of the craziest flips that I had ever seen. So because of that, I am very fascinated with this car. So there's several cars that I've been fascinated with throughout the history of Le Mans. You know, the Mazda 787B, the Mercedes, the Sauber Mercedes, this car as well. So I'm going to try all 3 cars, but I want to start with this one. So and I mean, I've actually already tried it for a moment, and the car sounds great. Now, Mike of Sim Racing 604, it sounds like he was saying that they pretty much borrowed the exact sounds of this car or all of these cars from Assetto Corsa. I'm not sure if that's the case, but regardless, this car sounds pretty damn good. I mean, this car has a roaring ass V8. I haven't tried the other cars yet. I've tried this one for a split second because the history of this car, along with this being one of my favorite cars on Project Gotham 3, I had to go with this one first. Also on Project Gotham 3, I thought it was an exotic production car because if I remember correctly, on Project Gotham 3, the car didn't have any endorsements. So it was just a solid silver car with no racing numbers on it. No endorsements, the mobile one and all that stuff plastered all over. None of that stuff was there. So I was led to believe that it was an exotic production car. So I wasn't following Le Mans like that when I was, back then. Although I liked the race, I wasn't following it like that. So let's give it a whirl. I'm not going to try to win anything. I'm just putting around because I want to get a feel for this car. It's got a lot of power. It doesn't take much to make the back end come loose on this car because I've got the traction control set to low, but the tires still spin anyway. Chat is enabled, so feel free. And this car feels so low to the ground. Also, tomorrow, before I get this race started, I forgot. Now, as part of this DLC, Spa was supposed to be, the racetrack Spa was supposed to be ready today, but it wasn't. I guess it'll probably be ready tomorrow in another update tomorrow, but that is the current version of the track. But I guess the historic versions of the track will be following in the coming weeks or months. However they decide to release it. I guess they've been hard at work trying to capture every bit of the track and I guess in the artwork and stuff, and they don't want to release it until they feel it's 100% right. So that's why the track isn't available today, but we do have the cars. So let me get my steering wheel in place. Racing wheel. And you see the McLaren over there? This car is very low to the ground. And this definitely got some V8 roar to it. This is a beautiful car. Oh, whoa. Car feels like it's got a lot of torque. Oh, oh. All right. Boy, listen to that. Listen to that rumble. Let me adjust it. Let me reset the view. 1 second. This is beautiful. Right over there, that red box on the door, that's for a battery. I've seen a ton of those in my lifetime. Being a blue collar worker, being around electric forklifts and that kind of stuff, I know for a fact that plug is for a battery. But this is beautiful. The car's firmly planted on the ground, and I think I hear the other cars coming. I kind of want to see the other cars go by. Here they come. So I'm going to go back and try the other cars here in a second. The one thing I will say about this car is I think compared to some of the LMP1 cars that I've driven, like on Project Cars 2 or GT Sport, I think this car still holds its own, and still, as far as acceleration and handling goes, it's just, unfortunately, telling it like it is, it can't keep up with those new LMP1 cars. Those cars are the ultimate, especially that Toyota hybrid. I forgot the exact number. I forgot the exact name of that Toyota hybrid. But that's probably the best car in Le Mans, period, because that car just dominates Le Mans. And I think the fastest lap ever recorded in the history of Le Mans has been on that car. It's been in that car. And I watched the video of the fastest lap that was ever set, as far as qualifying goes. So the one issue that I'm having with this car is that I don't know what gear I'm in. So I'm fiddling around, downshifting, trying to find second or third gear when I come around corners. There's no mistaking when that Benz go by. You can hear that V8 rumble. So I think I'm gonna go back and try the other cars. Also, I think they added the gamer tag. Happy New Year, my guy. Yes, I have the chat enabled. I have the chat in the car with me. It looks like I got a tablet inside the car with me. But there's no mistaking that V8 roar when that Mercedes go by. But I'm going to go back and try the Porsche next. They also added niceness. Definitely, I love this game. I would have to say right now, gamertag, as far as these racing sim goes, it's really, I still think out of the ones that I've played, Assetto Corsa Competizione, Automobilista 2, Project Cars 2, Race Room, GT Sport, I still think that Assetto Corsa Competizione might be the best out of all the ones that I've played. But when it comes to VR, Automobilista 2 is clearly the best that I've seen. It is clear. I can see everything. And by today's standards, I have a mid-range PC by today's standards with the 2070 in my PC. But no less, it still looks great. Unfortunately for so you'll check it out, cool. Unfortunately for Assetto Corsa Competizione, it's a great game, but the VR optimization is just not that good. I mean, I have been spending all last week doing online races on Assetto Corsa Competizione, and then I came back to Automobilista 2 and was like, whoa, I forgot how clear this game is. So, I mean, all these games, as far as the VR part of it goes, inside the car is clear. All of them are like that. It's the environment on the outside that makes the difference. And that's where I think Assetto Corsa Competizione kind of drops the ball a little bit. But I've been babbling for a minute, so let's go ahead and move on and try the next car. Let's retire to the pit box. And I think we'll do the Porsche next, and we'll try it on Imola. And this will be my first time driving this car. There we go. We'll go with the Porsche, and I think we'll try it on Imola on the Dino Ferrari track. This is the Enzo E Dino Ferrari track. But I think tomorrow we're supposed to get Spa, so I'll definitely be coming back with another stream, assuming Spa, we get that update tomorrow. And this is the Porsche 911 GT1 98. I don't think I've ever driven this car before in any kind of racing game that I played over the years. Oh, and the steering's on the right-hand side. Ah! Oh! I don't know how this looks to you guys, but it's running a little bit skittish. Ah! All right, we'll go ahead and park. All right. All right. I'm gonna pull over and get my thoughts on this car real quick. To start out with, yeah, there's a fuse box right there. Beautifully done. Beautifully done. This car feels super low to the ground. Pit animations that I just pulled into the pit just a second ago. I'd have to say Set Corsa Competizione definitely has better pit animations because when you pull into the pits, one guy runs out with the impact gun and the other one follows him with 2 tires. And they go through the full motion of removing the old tires and putting the new tires on and grabbing the old tires and taking them off the track and moving them out of the way. So this car right here, I think it's got a little more understeer than the Mercedes that I just tried. But let's go and check out the McLaren. And although I'm not a big fan of street cars, I guess I'll take a look at the street version of the McLaren because they do have the street version of the McLaren on here as well. So let's check that out next. Retire to the pit box. So bear in mind, everybody, I'm not trying to win any races. I'm just trying to check the car out, get a feel for it, and let you guys know what I think. And here we are, the McLaren F1 GTR. Let's see what they got for the livery select. Ooh. The one thing I did not like about those 90s style LeMans cars like this is that they had a long back end. Yeah, that McLaren's got a long back end. I love today's GT3 cars. That's where it's at. Wow. So that Mercedes doesn't have that much of a long back end, but um, you can see that Porsche and that McLaren, they definitely got long back ends. Whoa! Oh! Uh-oh! Oh boy. The other cars will probably be coming up on me in a second. All right. No, the other car should be coming by here in a second. Despite how terrible I was driving around the track, I do like the way this car feels. But there is definitely a stark difference in the way I think you can drive these cars. I don't know if it's this particular car, these particular genre of cars that I'm driving, or if it's this game altogether. What I'm trying to say is that on a set of Corsa Competizione, I can downshift while I'm braking to help slow the car down faster. This game, you can't really downshift to help slow the car down. If you do, it'll lock the back wheels up and send the car into a spin. So that's why I was all over the place, you know, going around corners and stuff, because I still got a set of Corsa Competizione stuck in my head and trying to downshift along with braking to try to slow the car down faster. On ACC, because of that technique, I can brake late. I can brake depending on what part of the track I'm at. I can brake, you know, as late as 100 meters coming from 170 miles an hour. You can't do this on this game. But I still like this car. I like the way it feels. Now that I stop and think about it, I just now realize that the steering wheel is dead center in this car. With the Benz that I drove, the steering wheel was on the left over here, and with the Porsche, it was over here on the right. This car's dead middle. So let's. I know I'm not gonna like it, but for the purpose of showing everybody what they've added, let's go back and try the street version of the McLaren. When I first, I think Gran Turismo on the original PlayStation, I felt like that was probably the first real sim racer I ever tried. And through the years, I've tried a ton of racing games on various systems, on the original Xbox, on the PlayStation, on the original PlayStation. You know, my brother has bought me racing games for Christmas, you know, throughout the years. And I think the original, the first Gran Turismo on the original PlayStation is like, that's when I felt like, you know, this is next level stuff. Let's see, where is it? Street cars. There we go. And this is the street version of the McLaren they just added. I'm not going to try that car though, because something that Mike of Sim Racing 604 said, he felt like this car, he felt like he didn't care for this car too much because he felt like there was too much body roll for a modern day car. And that's where I lost my train of thought. what I was trying to say was the reason why I went all the way back talking about the original Gran Turismo is from there throughout the years, I have always wanted to race the production cars, the street cars, because I always liked the thought of if I was ever lucky enough to walk into a showroom and buy an exotic car, this is what I could expect when I take it out on the street and put it through its paces. But I would probably have to say that Gran Turismo Sport, GT Sport, is the game that showed me that I'd rather do race cars than production cars, because even with the Bugatti doing over 250 miles an hour, compared to a race car, it just does not compare. It handles terribly. The acceleration of the Bugatti compared to a race car, it takes forever to get up to speed as fast as that car is. And I'm in love with the GT3 cars. So I really don't have much interest in, the LMP1 cars, in LeMans. Yeah, I love those cars too, but I just, I think the GT3 cars are the overwhelming favorite for the hardcore racers. I know I'm not gonna like this car, but oh my god, 670 horsepower. And I know over in the UK, it's past midnight, so it is officially January 1st, 2021. So over in the UK, Happy New Year. Hope you guys are celebrating. Be safe. I don't know over in the UK if they celebrate the way they do here in America. A lot of people, unless you're old like me, a lot of people go to bars and get plastered and try to make it home without going to jail. So wherever you're at, if you're celebrating New Year's and you're not at home, be careful, because nobody wants to start 2020 out in a jail cell. All right, we'll do a couple of laps in the McLaren, and then I'm actually going to come back and do a couple of laps in my favorite Porsche 991 or 911 and compare it to these 90s style Le Mans cars. Oh my god. This car's spinning all over the place. You seen how slow those production cars went around that corner. Oh! Oh my god, I think the brakes are awful on this car. Oh, damn it. It does not take much to spin those back wheels. The brakes are awful on this car, though. Look how far in advance we ought to put on the brakes. And look how slow we're going around this corner. And look at the body roll on those cars as they go around the corner. Look at the way those cars are leaning going through those corners. No comparison. Gaming Legends, what's up? This car's got dual rear view mirrors inside it. This ain't gonna end well. No comparison. American junk. You said, been there, the panic of being in first place. This car is hard to handle. You know what? I think I'm going to take this car to a track where I can stretch his legs. Because this car is hard to handle. It doesn't take much to spin those tires. But I will tell you, this car is, for an old car, it's definitely got some acceleration. The bad thing about this car, it is a production car and it is an old production car. So I have to hit the brakes very, very, very far in advance. The car's got so much power, it doesn't take much to spin the tires. And I think this car might have been built before there was such a thing as traction control. Let's find a track. I think, which one do we want? Here. We'll do it by country. We'll find it that way. Austria. I think this is the one we wanted. No. You said been there, the panic of being in first place. Yeah. And it's hard to hang on to it. Mm-hmm. Here we go. We'll go with this track here. Because this is a track where you can't stretch the legs. You can't stretch your legs a little bit. Oh, you know what? No. I should have taken Nürburgring. The long version of Nürburgring. And then once I get to that straightaway, I can stretch the legs on the straightaway. I'll do that. Because that's where you go when you want to find out what the car can do top end. Because I think this car can do over 200 miles an hour top end. So yeah. Driven a lot of old cars in Gran Turismo, challenging but satisfying. Yeah, this car definitely's got good pickup for an old car. Let's go to Nürburgring. And I'm not going to try to win the race. I'm just going to try to baby it through those corners until I hit the straightaway so I can open it up. And just that little clip right there, I was doing 200. My country, my location. This is the one we want. So, like I said, I'm not going to try to win the race. I'll probably be in last place. Because this car was already hard to handle on a straightaway, so you know it's going to be hard to handle on a challenging track like Nürburgring. So, all I'm trying to do is just baby it until I get to the straightaway, and then I'll open it up. So clear this game is. Damn. Oh. American junk. The Squeezy, what's up? Happy New Year. I think a rock just hit this car. This is the corner that was always giving me trouble. Right here. Said, tomorrow I'm going to get my PC. Excellent. From the pictures you sent me, I thought you already had it. Oh, okay. All right, give me a second. I'll check that message here in a second. You said that's what they sent me, so I can see the... Okay, cool. I saw your comment about 100 frames per second. I can tell you right now that, first of all, the PC that you're getting, I'm not sure if it's capable of doing 100 frames per second in VR. And even if it was, the only headset that can do it that I know of is a Valve Index. No, that PC's got to have more than one USB port. You probably mean a display port or HDMI port. If that's what you're talking about, even a display port, it should have more than one display port. You probably mean HDMI port. Oh. We're coming up to that straightaway. I'm getting ready to put the hammer down. Around through the second carousel. Oh! That's how much power that car got. And here we go. Now we're gonna find out what this car does top in. All Camaros, all American junk. Said, let's see here. Sadly, I'm buying USB to HDMI. What are you gonna do for a headset? What kind of headset are you gonna use? Because if you use the Quest 2, you won't need a HDMI port, nor will you need a display port. Your best bet is, in my opinion, to get the 10-foot anchor cord from Amazon, which is $20. And it has a USB 3 plug on one end, and it's USB-C on the other. That is, for a lot of people that's using the Quest 2 as a PC VR headset, that's the de facto cord that people are going with, because the Oculus Link cable is $80. That's quite pricey. So if you're going to go with the Quest 2, then, you know, you won't have to worry about the HDMI port. As far as that goes, just about every gaming PC only has one HDMI port. So if you were to go with a headset like the old Oculus Rift CV1, then you're going to need an adapter. If you go with the Rift S, you're going to need a display port, which you'll be fine there. You'll need one display port and one USB 3 port. If you go with the Rift S, you'll be fine there. But if you go with the Quest 2, you'll need the anchor cord. To me, that's the best bet, because that's a $20 cord. It's a 10-foot cord and it's $20. I think that would be your best bet. I mean, hell, you could even walk into Target and use a cord. I bought it was $27, but I went into Target and bought a Android phone cord. There was USB 3 on one end and USB-C on the other. And but I didn't stick with it. I gave it to one of my friends, and he's just fine with it. So yeah, the anchor cord, it's ANKER. That's how you spell it, an anchor cord. So just look for the anchor cord data transfer cable. Make sure it's USB-C on one end and USB 3 on the other. Oh, you're in Germany. No, we no longer have Target or Walmart in Germany. Okay. Yeah. So go to Amazon and look up the Anchor cord. That's the cord that everybody uses, and Amazon is where everybody gets that cord from. All right. So I'm going to jump back into my trusty Porsche and do a couple of laps just so I can compare it to these GT1 cars that I've been driving. And then we'll wrap it up. You said you're going to take a look now for Squeezy? Okay, cool. All right, so out of those three GT1 cars, I think the McLaren right here probably handles the best. I mean, but it's the easiest to lose control of in terms of putting the power down. As far as these three cars goes, 400. I have no idea what you're looking at there, Vasqueezy. That anchor cable in American dollars, the one that I'm talking about, costs $20. So what I'll do is the Quest 2. No, there's two versions of the Quest 2. The 64 gig Quest 2 costs $300, and the 256 gig Quest 2 costs $400. So, being that you plan on using it as a PC VR headset as well as a standalone headset, I would go with the 64 gig in order to save a few dollars. Because that's what I'm on right now. I'm on the 64 gig Quest 2. I bought 3 of them. One stays attached to the PC. The other one I use as a standalone. And the third one I gave to my son. And I still have the original Quest. I still have a Rift S. And I still have a PlayStation VR. But the one thing I will tell you, there's no question about it. I would recommend going with the Quest 2. Not only does it have more pixels and a higher resolution, games have less aliasing through the Quest 2. Because some of these VR games, the visuals are ruined when there's a lot of aliasing, when there's a lot of shiny, glittery edges. And I would probably say, hold on a second. Let's get in my trusty Porsche. Oh, no. I made a mistake. I didn't mean to take this track. I did not mean to take this track. 1 second. I'll check that comment in a second. That was almost disastrous. Oh shit. I don't have the map popped out either. So I'm just doing this track kind of off of memory. Headed for the first carousel. He's gonna get away. Oh shit. Here we go. They're too far ahead of me to get into the slipstream. So unless I can catch them with raw horsepower, that's it. That's it. I'm just going off of pure muscle memory because I don't have the map popped out for this track. Okay, let me see here. My graphics card is a GTX 1660 Super. It's really good for my first real PC. I can also get some new stuff, and I can upgrade it. So, sweet. Intel Core i7. Yeah, I've got an i7 9700K in my PC. I bought it for $600. The PC is more than 2K worth. RIP, rest in peace, Porsche. So I think I'm going to leave it there and catch up with some of my Xbox friends. My Xbox friends have slowly made the transition over to the Quest 2. I think about 6 of my friends have Quest 2s. We've been getting together a lot, playing. We've been playing real VR fishing, premium bowling, contractors, PokerStars VR. So we've been having a lot of fun. So I'm going to get ready to catch up with those guys. And I will plan on doing another stream tomorrow because hopefully tomorrow we will get Spa for this game. And I definitely want to try that track out. And then once I get hold of Spa, I think eventually I will do some hot laps on Spa using the Porsche, of course, on Assetto Corsa Competizione. This game here, Automobilista 2, GT Sport, and if I should decide to... Do I play VR chat too? Yeah, I play that sometimes. My son lives on VR chat. He doesn't play anything but VR chat. But they are planning a midnight celebration tonight, I guess, in VR chat. I guess you can watch the big ball come down or something like that for New Year's. So if you're not... Oh, wait a minute. It's past midnight where you're at. So I don't even know when this time zone is. So I'm going to treat it like it's going to be on the Eastern time zone. So I would probably say go back and check it out just before midnight Eastern time. So yeah, I'll do some... I think I'll eventually do some hot laps, but I'm definitely going to do another stream tomorrow. Check it out, Spa on Automobilista 2. And with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and hang it up and see what my other friends are doing. Nice. I will, when I have a PC, I can maybe play then VR chat with you if you have time. Definitely. And that's the beauty of getting the Quest, because there's a Quest version and the PC version of VR chat. So I jump back and forth between both the PC version and the Quest version. So if you get the Quest 2, and you have a PC, you'll always, no matter what version I'm on, as far as VR chat goes, you'll be able to catch up with me. So, all right, I'm going to boogie on out of here, everybody. Thanks for watching. Happy New Year. Be safe. And hopefully we'll talk to you guys tomorrow on the next stream. Hey, you have a great day too, Vasqueezy. And I'll give you guys the Wakanda forever. Long live the king. Deuces. Happy New Year, everybody. We will catch you later.